What's going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about Serve Robotics. Go over some of the data points, what has been coming out from the company itself, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So it is pre-market. Market's going to be opening in roughly 15 minutes, but it is down 0.1%. Nothing really crazy to write home about. But the big thing that a lot of people are talking on is the election. So that is coming out tomorrow, but based on Serve's kind of business, I feel like it doesn't really matter who does get elected. It won't really affect the underlying business all that much. That's just my opinion, of course, and people might have other kind of third-party indirect viewpoints on that, but directly from the business and the sector itself, it will not really be affected. One thing that could really help it, though, is coming out on Thursday. So that is going to be most likely a 25 basis point cut. And then based on what Powell states, you might see maybe some more optimism for another 25 for the December 18th meeting. So that could come out. And then very convenient timing, but November the 7th, this is where you do have their earnings. So this came out on the 29th, just them announcing their Q3 earnings. And so, yeah, it'll be after hours on Thursday. I think that should be fairly positive based on this right now. This is the current estimates. So negative 11 cents for the earnings per share, 310.5 million for the revenue over the last 90 days. No positive nor negative revisions or changes like that from analysts. And in the short term, I think it's kind of just going to be stuck in limbo, right? You want to see a significant ramp up. So when they talk on future guidance, that is going to be absolutely detrimental towards the overall success. Serve is fairly new, so I think they might get a pass from the market on earnings per share and revenue. It is what they give for future guidance. That is going to be, like I said, 100% key in order for this earnings to be a success. Plus, you can kind of just see generally 2026, 2025, this is where you're seeing good double-digit growth on the earnings per share and amazing anticipated roughly 1,400% year-over-year growth for the revenue. And that's for September 2025. So basically 1 year out. So yeah, it's an early stage spec play right now, but people's appetite for risk is on the table, and at the same time you are having shorts really messing around with it. Shorts, on a side note, have actually gone out a little bit since its high of on September the 18th of 31%. Currently 18.09% of the free float is being shorted, works to be 4.22 million shares. Pre-market today, shorts are increasing around 38,000 shares. Cost per average 75.5, and then utilization is 90.73%. So kind of interesting stuff. I don't anticipate a squeeze to happen as a byproduct of their earnings unless something absolutely crazy is stated. But I think it is, like I said, just going to be the future kind of expectations and what analysts do for ratings. So this is the current layout. There was one done 7 days ago, initiated coverage, $16 price target, which is kind of weird. Normally you don't see ratings being given leading into an earnings, but I guess to be fair, that was submitted like I guess 2 days before they announced their earnings. But Glenn has a 50% success rating, so not all that great. 28 days ago, initiated coverage, $12 buyer rating, and that was from Aaron, 65% success rating. So anticipate a lot more of these to come down the pipeline. As a consensus, $14 is that price target, and that does represent 39.44% upside. So in my opinion, I think that could be a kind of a domino effect post earnings that could really cause it to go higher, and that would just be, again, good ratings. But 292,000 in calls being done on Friday, 75,000 in puts. A lot more money is getting into Serve through options than what it was. I've been covering Serve for on and off, I don't know, four months, and yeah, this is definitely a lot more than what you normally see, but 49% of all the options being done are optimistic and bullish, once again from Friday. And of those call options that were purchased, you see a consensus for it to be roughly around that 1150 mark. So that's encumbering their earnings. So you see a nice 10%, 15%-ish swing. And then the bears are anticipating for it to be sub roughly 950. So that is kind of matching with this right here. So the implied move right at the bottom here for their earnings is roughly around 13.57%. So that's kind of give or take positive or negative. That's what's anticipated. And last earnings that did come out in August was 16.4, and it kind of resulted in, it looks like a 9% swing, positive swing for that. So yeah, it could be a very, very volatile time. One thing that I just wanted to share with you though is it's been suppressed over the last couple of trading days, and you can tell that based on this right here. So based on the bid, the ask, and the selling price, there is a lot of selling that was happening on Friday, even on Thursday, for whatever reason, maybe just larger macro fears. You also had unemployment, you had a lot of key data, and maybe just some last minute jitters for this week. So yeah, it would be nice if big money does start to really back up the bus, and elections might do that. Interest rates as well could do that, as well as their earnings. And so yeah, I think that there is bigger things to come, and this is why I've been covering them. I myself haven't bought in any more, haven't averaged down, because I'm just waiting to hear those sweet whispers from their earnings on what they give for future guidance, like I said. So I think as of right now, it is very speculative. It could go in either direction, but you just have to be comfortable with it. Bigger picture, a lot of volatility, and that's what happens time and time again. These are all the transactions that have been occurring on the the dark pool over the last 90 days. So this one's a little bit more active. So this is often enough linked to shorting. So this is where shorts do typically hide a lot of their transactions, but in the short term with it at $10.03, it is trading between this S1 and the pivot. So 809 is that strong support, and then 1014 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. So you'll really want to watch for it to fight and get above that. And then of course, if it does, then 1220, 1347 will be following kind of resistance levels / targets. So yeah, I think Serve will have a lot of volatility. So if it does dip as a byproduct of their earnings, then yeah, I think that might be a good opportunity to buy. Similarly, if the elections don't go according to maybe what Wall Street wants and it does sell off, I feel like that would be another overreaction for this business, because like I said, both candidates won't really affect this all that much, unless maybe people are anticipating like a recession to happen because of the election or the candidate that does get elected or whatever. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on Serve. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing behind the scenes? And have you been dabbling with options? I really recommend a lot of individuals to research options, because it can be profitable if you're both bullish or bearish. And if you really do like a stock, you can always sell puts. It is a win-win in my opinion. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up. 2 things I want to share with you though. Take advantage of this promo because it gives you 8 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So that is a kick-ass deal. And then aside from that, I did launch memberships. So if you like the channel, want to support the growth, you can definitely join as a member. Plus, I have a private Discord where it gives you buy signals on stocks and options. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.